Well, after trying some things in small towns, it's time for the Mead for Metal podcast, motherfuckers. Ooh! Yeah, I get it. You carry on. I get it. I understand.
You know what's weird about this? So, and that's, by the way, brand new Seven Dust dropped today.
Allegedly.
Truth Killer. But the only weird thing is because didn't I open the last one with Seven Dust just because I was like wanting to jam something really heavy? But it was from like their first or second record.
It was from 97.
Yeah. This is 2023. This is a different Seven Dust. Is it still jammy? It sounds like it. From the part we just played,
yeah,
it sounds like it. But if you start listening to some of the other shit that dropped along with the rest of this full album, it's semi-electronica, yeah?
So I would say more than semi. I'd say it is.
It's almost EDM music with fucking legends vocals to it, yeah?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that motherfucker's such a good singer. He is such a good singer. I just feel like he doesn't really have any input on the music, you know?
Either that or he does, and he loves to sing. I mean, in a classical sense, because there's not a lot of growl to his vocal anymore like there used to be. Hey, we all get older.
I think that was back when he couldn't sing.
That could be.
He was a pretty good singer back in the day when they started, but I mean, he's a bona fide fucking like singer people want on their shit.
Dude knows what he's doing around a microphone for fuck's sake. But it's not. Again, and I get it when I look in from the outside because you got Tool fans always drive me crazy. I'm not even really a Metallica fan, but their fan base drives me up a fucking wall.
No shit.
Because they are crazier than shit. And right up there with Alice in Chains fans. No, I take it back. Lane Staley fans.
There you go.
Because it's different. It is different. Lane Staley fans are not the same as Alice in Chains fans. Do they love Alice in Chains? Yeah, the old shit. But I'm not going to sit around and listen to a bunch of people talk shit about William Duvall, who basically made that a better band.
Yeah, and they just, they talk shit about the new shit
incessantly,
just as a way to be like, well, it's just not the same without Lane. Like, no shit.
But
asshole.
I find myself doing the same bullshit that those assholes do when I'm listening to Seven Dust. Like, man, this certainly isn't like from their first couple of records, is it?
Yeah, but we're also talking a time frame that spans many, many years.
Yeah, like 25, 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably bet that band formed in the early mid-90s.
Yeah.
Because that self-title came out in 97. I think they had it recorded in like 96.
Yeah, probably. But again, so now we're talking 26 years.
Yeah.
But it's a hell of a run of putting out music, even though it's not been that consistent. But the greatest bands haven't been very consistent on putting releases out.
Oh, no. Absolutely. And I don't know how many fucking albums Seven Dust has out. But
6 now? 7?
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be kind of on the nose, wouldn't it?
They would just change that band name to the number 7.
I don't know. I kind of checked out when I stopped really, wasn't really doing it for me. And I found that not being a fan, it's okay. I don't have to really be on board with it.
And like really, I wouldn't call myself a Seven Dust fan either. But I will jam shit off those first 2 albums.
Hell yeah.
Occasionally something off of Seasons.
Third one?
That's one that came after Animosity.
Okay. Yeah, and that's the one.
Animosity's one you don't like.
That's the one where you're like, God, that's when Legend. Really...
It's got some good songs on it, but the one song that sticks out in your head is that Angel Sun song.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is like nothing else matters.
Yeah, I could do without. I could do without.
One last song. Yeah, it's like the best way I could describe that new album. And I'll be honest, I just heard it about 10 minutes ago. It's like, man, there's something really kick-ass that you get to go do, right? Problem is you got to drive 12 hours to get there to do it. Can't fly. You have to drive. And then you're like,
Oh, you mean trying to catch those cats live?
no, I'm talking about just like
you
getting to the good part.
Gotcha. Oh,
It's like
fuck,
driving
yeah,
12 hours to go to an amusement park, and then you get there and you're like, fuck, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I have one day.
There are some bands that have aged great.
Yeah.
I would say, well, now some people would probably say, of course, Tool has aged great when we only put out albums about once a generation or so nowadays. But
That's true. They're a decade type of band.
But the reality is that they, other than, and Tool fans are also a little bit insane. They expect that Maynard can still belt it like he did when he was in his 20s. That motherfucker's older than I am.
And has triple COVID.
Yeah,
That dude lived the whole pandemic with COVID.
That dude is, I want to say, like, probably, 55, something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
He's not a young man. He's not going to belt that shit out the way you want him to back in the Opium days or Undertow.
I don't know. We heard that motherfucker live. Oh, God.
I think he does well enough. I'm not
It was
gonna
like almost 5 years ago, right? 4 or 5 years ago?
2019?
2019.
2019.
So 4 years.
So 4 years
We're
ago.
coming
Well,
up.
and not even a full-on 4 because it was October of 2019.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're coming up on it.
Yeah.
And I have no complaints on how that fucking band sounded. Certainly not how Maynard sounded.
No. Deftones, I think, aged okay. My problem is Deftones have a tendency of putting out stuff that it's like, oh, yeah, I'm not a fan of that record. So it's almost like an entire piece of their history for me, it's just not going to get played. I'm not going to play
Sure.
Gore just hanging out. If it's, Stephen Carpenter, he's sitting down doing playthroughs of shit off of Gore, okay, yeah, I'll watch.
Well, it's a little different. You get to see whatever kick-ass guitar he's using.
Yeah, there's a lot of other reasons behind it
Yeah.
other than just whether or not I think the music sounds good or not, because I've never been a fan of Gore. I don't see that changing. And there are some that are like that. The self-titled has some issues with it. I've come around on Saturday Night Wrist, so that's the reason I can't say never.
Sure.
But there are, but I'm still not a fan of about half that record. But I am kind of a fan of the other half.
It's weird. It's like the self-titled one. Meteor's on that, which is good. Minerva, my bad.
Minerva, yeah.
I was thinking,
it's like Meteor's Linkin Park.
I went Linkin Park. And the only reason it's because it's like one of Ruben's favorite songs, so I've heard it a lot, so now I like it.
Yeah.
Is that weird fucking melancholy anniversary of an uninteresting event. I feel like I like it more just for the name than the actual music.
Well, and I will say this, is that Deftones isn't exactly the most approachable music that you can get into either. It really, really helps, and I think with all music, it really helps if you're around a real fan, because you can kind of see what they really like about this band and the concepts and the tone,
Yeah.
and really the vocal stylings and the lyrics and everything. You kind of get the full composite of why that individual likes that band, and it's easier for you to come around as an individual and go, fuck yeah, okay, I'm a fan. I can, or at least I can get behind this.
Okay.
I think that's really necessary, because man, I'm not going to go out and take like Steel Panther. I'm not going to be like this huge Steel Panther fan necessarily, unless it's just for a lark. But if I was around like a real hardcore fan, I bet I'd like Steel Panther a lot more.
Sure.
Because they would point out this shit. It's like, nah, ignore that shit. This is the shit that you got to be focused on. And that's kind of the process that kind of brought me around on Deftones with Ruben, and what you brought me around on with Tool.
Tool. I would also like to take a little credit for Alice in Chains as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like there were any surprises there.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I was already, as soon as Jerry Cantrell going to do his own shit, well, sign me up.
I mean,
And that was,
So what would you say, someone that has never listened to Deftones before, and you're trying to be like, hey, you might like this band. What are you letting them listen to?
White Pony. Because I think that's the starting point, always, with Deftones, is always White Pony.
That's okay, but I also feel like you're giving them the filet mignon when the soft serve ice cream is melting in the back.
Yeah, but you don't want to fucking start them off on Gore. They're going to hate your guts.
No, let's not be stupid here.
Like somebody come burn your house down.
You're
like, fuck these motherfuckers.
If I'm looking for the album that blends old and new, I'm starting them out with fucking Diamond Eyes.
Diamond Eyes is also smart.
And you can branch out to the really old shit or the popular stuff from there.
Yeah, if it's me turning somebody on to Deftones, man, it's going to be White Pony, followed by Koi no Yokan, followed by Around the Fur.
Yeah. It's not a bad fucking journey.
But I mean, because you got to kind of understand, and I might actually go Around the Fur before Koi no Yokan, because I think in order to appreciate their slower shit, you've really got to appreciate when they were really heavy and she was still alive. And I mean, it's a whole different fucking thing.
Fucking Max Cavalera of Sepultura is on there. I'm keeping it alive, motherfucker.
That's right. Fucking LJ. Oh, yeah, and we have no LJ this week. We got no Krista this week. You just got Brandon.
That's why you're getting the metal update from us, and it's not the new. Well, Seven Dust, yeah, but it's talking about better shit now.
Well, but that is kind of where we got immediately started this fucking week.
So, say you're trying to get someone into Wheeler Walker Jr. Do you play him his new album?
No,
or his new song, or do you play him the old shit that's good?
His new, is he now trying to get into and for those that don't know, and you don't want it to show up in your Google history, I certainly understand. But I mean, he's just like a crass and crude country guy that he's a novelty because he puts a lot of nonsense into his stuff. Because you got to also understand that the dude is also a fucking comedian. Ben, the hell's his last?
Dover.
but this comedian basically created this particular individual who then opens for other bands doing stadium fucking shows now, if that ain't crazy enough. But Wheeler is trying to go rock, I guess. Was that
like cock rock?
Yeah.
Like ZZ Top and Poison had a kid type of shit.
But it's worse. Though.
And it's
the musicality ain't very good. You made it sound like
really,
oh, I got to hear that.
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't. You don't.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
didn't realize that was going to be a glowing review.
I think if you're going to go into get somebody else to listen to Wheeler Walker Jr. first, I would say don't. But if you have to, I think you're older shit. I mean, you go with this ballady.
You go fuck you bitch right off the
fuck
bat.
you bitch. You know, maybe anal in the dishes. You want to pick it up a little.
Yeah, if they like fuck you bitch, you go anal in the dishes.
And then if they're still on board, well, then you get that one he wrote for his son, right?
Yeah. Or if it's a female, you fucking marry that lady.
I don't think so. I think you get like a 12, 13-year-old sense of humor going. And there's a guy that's on stage belting it out, and so you can sit around and laugh and just enjoy.
Yeah, he needs to sing more about farts.
I don't know. That guy's got a lot of songs about cock. A lot of songs about cock.
We need more flatulence ballads. Fuck. Well, I have I got the list of the releases for the week up since we're here.
Oh, actually, so what would, how would you, goddamn, this is actually probably pretty great. Say you have somebody that claims they hate Metallica, but you're trying to bang this lady, and so you're going to introduce her. What are the 3 songs to get somebody in the door for Metallica that's already stated that they don't like Metallica?
So saying they don't like, so I'm assuming by not liking it, they've heard it and said, this is not for me.
They've heard the Black Album, went, nah, or parts of the Black Album, and that's it. And that's it. I mean, so they're not even, we're talking about an individual that doesn't really know, but they kind of think they have a vibe, and they don't. This is a band that's been a multi-generational band.
Let's see. And this is a woman.
Yeah.
That I'm trying to fuck.
There you go.
Okay.
First to get out the Wheeler Walker Jr.
I say, fuck Metallica, bitch, you're right. We're going to listen to Wheeler now. Maybe sprinkle a little Sturgill in there in between. I don't know. But, damn, that's
I thought it'd be a little bit of a tough,
actually.
Yeah.
Because Black Album is the easiest way to do it. Because, I mean, fuck, man. I'm sure there's more people that love that album than hate it. Right off the bat, I'm not going to go specific songs, but I'll say, like, I would pick probably something off of Reload. If she came over wearing like a cowboy hat or something, throw it on fucking Low Man's Lyric. Her Mama Said off of Load. But if she's like a fucking metalhead too, then I'm probably throwing on some fucking Justice.
Okay.
The bastard child that isn't named Saint Anger. And then after that, I'm throwing on probably Inamorata, and then
That's
fucking
it.
by that.
That's it. Because that song's long enough to. I'm not going to brag, but I can probably drag it out about 13 in the sack. Eh?
That's right. This is my time limit, and we're wasting time. Wow, wow.
Yeah, I would probably start with some off of Master of Puppets.
Disposable Heroes and the like. Bodies feel.
Probably go B-side Black Album just to prove they're wrong, because that's important to me. And then go with something off of 72 Seasons. Again, Inamorata probably likely is not, but yeah.
Probably, that's not a bad shout. Like something off of, like Through the Never. Through the Never or My Friend of Misery would probably, if I'm picking a B-side, would be one of those. That wasn't a single.
If I had to play something off Saint Anger, but because that's where all Within My Hands is off it, right? Yeah. But the album version is a little different.
You're not playing the album version, are you?
I would go the S&M version. The S&M version.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's that version of All Within My Hands. They did that acoustic version of it during the pandemic, and then they fucking put it on S&M too, with a little bit of because it had actually had reason to fucking have a little bit of symphony behind it. The acoustic pandemic version is so much better.
Yeah, album version's a problem, but in one man's opinion.
That's right.
Fuck it. You're going to talk about new releases this week.
I looked at it. The coolest thing I saw was a live Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats album.
Hey, all right.
Which I'm kind of half-ass curious about because I don't know if I've heard a good version. Like, not that they're not good live, but a good audio quality version.
Oh, that's a live record?
Yeah, a live record that they put out.
Ooh.
So that's why I'm like, that's the best thing I saw.
Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats got a special spot in my heart around here, but not live. No live record actually usually does, unless it's for that specific purpose. I mentioned S&M. Sure. If we're going to talk about live Metallica shows, there you go.
Well, this live album is just like them live from, let's see, where is it? Where the fuck are you? Somewhere in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Where S&M, that was a whole, this is one show, this is what the fuck we're doing, and we're clearly recording it in every sense of the word.
Did they not do two?
Yeah, but that one was more, God, they did that in, in an arena. Actually, because the first S&M, that was done very small.
I don't know
venue.
why, because they did it with the San Francisco Philharmonic, right?
Right.
And I thought for sure they did a couple of nights, but obviously I can certainly be fucking wrong.
On two they did, but each night was the same because I think what they do is they'll do that a couple nights and then they will build the album based off the best versions of the songs they did each night.
Well, it's the same way that stand-ups do it because when they're putting together a special, they want to do 3 shows, at least 2. At the same venue, if not 3.
Yeah.
So then that way they can go back in for the editing process, pop in some other shit. So a lot of stand-ups, man, they have to wear the same shit night after night, while they're in the process of getting their filming done.
That's that's a little slimy.
Well, but a lot of bands do that shit for live too.
I get it. You want to piece together the best one, but if you're doing it in a visual fucking medium, just give me one of the shows. I'd rather there be flaws because I know, it fucking ain't nobody playing a perfect show.
Yeah, but the problem is we live in the age of technology where now the standard response from a lot of people that are not musicians, well, fuck, man. Well, why don't you just do the best version of that and then give it to the people, Well, because it's less organic that way.
Yeah. I mean, it's similar to making an album. You fucking take the best drum fill you had for that shit and you plug it in.
Yeah.
It's not a single run through. That's just well, we got it. Perfect. Beautiful. It's not the 80s anymore.
No. Well, if I aggravated anybody last time around when I said I really don't want locals listening to this, it's only because, man, this isn't really, we don't really design this entertainment for just people living right here. We make a shitload of references for sure, but
that's for us.
But I'm not trying to drive people away necessarily. But last time around, I think I kind of got a little harsh on talking about that we might have maybe 12.5 people in our local area that listen, and that's it. When I want to reach Austria, goddammit. I don't know why I assume that's the opposite side of the world.
I mean, here's the thing. and of course, this is very true. We do not promote this thing.
Not at all.
You
None.
have to find it.
We used to have a page, like a Facebook page, but I took it down a long time ago. It was like, you know what? Because it was only local people that really were following. It's like, yeah, I'm good.
Because that's the whole thing. You want the world to listen, you got to fucking give it to them. And who wants to do that?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it does go back to. I think we need to get back to banging out some music around here because I think that's the quickest way to develop an international.
I was getting pretty stoked when you said we got to get back to banging broads. Like, oh yeah,
or that.
Right.
Either way,
right.
either way. I do. However, I do believe like banging out music. Well, that's going to bring the broads, right?
First you get the music, then you get the bitches, then you get the power.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's the breakdown.
I think that's what Pacino said. Money don't have nothing to do with it.
How come that guy never set up a little gaming shack over in Japan and call it well, what would that? I'm trying not to fuck this up because this Pachinko is the huge one that they've got over there.
Yeah, the one
so you
with
got
all the
Pacino's
marbles.
Pachinko. That would be wouldn't that be the
Pachinko? That motherfucker might have the Pachinko machine.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm-
Man, you can walk through districts though in Japan and they have pachinko districts. It's fucking loud and you can hear that shit up and down the street of just nothing but buildings with machines in them. It sounds like a fucking casino and you're just trying to make your way down a street.
Well, doesn't look like they have one.
So nobody's capitalized on my fucking genius yet? Well, there you go. There you go, Al. There you go.
We'll be in touch, Paciner.
Maybe get a little something going there for that guy, so that way he doesn't have to struggle trying to feed that brand new child of his.
Hey, the last thing I want to see is Michael Corleone struggling on the streets, This man was the
Because
devil.
Pacino just recently had a child, right? Or was it De Niro? I get those two confused because they played
It was one of them.
They've played a fucking exorbitant number of roles, Italian, American, and proud. But
How the fuck can you have a kid that late in your life? What do you
because
want?
you got a
what-
pile of money and a young wife and enough money to throw at people to take care of the kids, so young wife can just look hot and bang you. I guess, right?
I got to see what his wife looks
Which
like.
has got to take all of about maybe 2.5 minutes at that age.
He's not married. Oh, goddamn, never mind. He's the smartest man that ever lived. He's never been married.
Got a baby mama.
Motherfucker never been married, and he's 83.
Well, there you go.
But he has kids.
A lot of kids. No marriages.
Partners.
Oh, that's a list. I can see it from over here, and I'm blind as shit.
Hey, Beverly D'Angelo. Fuck, I didn't know that.
Hey, all right.
Goddamn.
Holiday ho,
She was all right.
She's a beaut, Clark.
The fuck do you want?
Love that when we start getting the laptop making noise at us.
You get the fuck out of here, huh? Yeah, Noor Alfala. Noor.
I recognize that name.
Noor.
Noor, right?
Alfalfa. Alfala.
She's with somebody famous now, right?
Well, that's not a good picture of her. She's kind of making a stupid, derpy face. Hold on here.
Well,
Ooh. No, all right, never mind. She fine as a motherfucker.
she knows what them assets are, judging by the cut of that dress.
Damn. Yeah. That looks like someone that would have a great time having a child with Al Pacino.
There you go.
29 that bitch is.
Well.
29. She's going to be a single mother in 5 years. For about a month, and then she's going to marry again and be like, would you mind being step pepper to my my Al Pacino baby?
Or even worse, Al just hangs on for another 20 years or so.
I don't know, man. That dude looks like hammered shit.
Well,
He has every right to, though.
Well,
I
if
mean,
you're
God, he
over
works
80.
all the time.
when you're over 80, I think you're allowed, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't trust the fucking world anymore. They remember when they'd said Danny DeVito. Not
Danny
Danny.
DeVito.
Not Danny DeVito. It was Joe Pesci. You remember Joe Pesci? He did what's the name of that movie? The Irishman. It was on Netflix. I want to say it came out like Thanksgiving 2019, 2020, one of those. And that was going to be Joe Pesci's last movie ever. Well, if you go to his IMDb or his Wikipedia, you'll see that motherfucker been hard at work lately. And like, whoa, what the hell is this?
He did that. He came back for that movie with that Scorsese did, right?
Well, yeah, but that was what The Irishman was supposed to be.
Yeah.
No, he's done like 3-4 flicks since then. And he's got more on the way.
Oh, so he came back, got a taste for it. He's like, oh, I'm back, bitches.
Yeah, and that's, man, if you're going to retire, fucking retire and go away. I don't want to see you.
And well, here's the thing. It's just like announcing you're getting off of Facebook.
There's
like,
that.
fuck it. You want, just stop. Just
Yeah.
fucking stop. They'll be like, well, hi, I'm Gene Simmons here, and I won't be playing music anymore. Check that. I'm going to do a tour, and then I won't play music anymore. Hold up. Wait.
That fucking walking phallus of a fucking human being. Fuck that guy.
I'd hate to have an argument with him, though. I feel like he'd win every fucking time.
Well, because he's going to bitch if he never got the concept punch up, not down. And for Kiss at this point in their career, should be almost everything is up. I mean,
Yeah.
but to see Gene Simmons come out and talk some shit about new and modern rock artists, and metal artists, I don't know what the fuck this guy. I really don't. Is he trying to curtail the musical aspirations of other motherfuckers that actually know how to play their instrument? I don't know what he's doing. He put out a thing. Obviously, Rush is done. Neil Peart died, a couple of years ago. Rush is done, and he had to put out a thing that he had to show Geddy Lee how to play bass when they were on tour with him, because Geddy didn't know how to play bass, didn't know blues scales, didn't know anything. That's Gene Simmons. So fucking what happened, Gene? Fucking apparently Geddy blows the doors off every goddamn bass player in fucking rock and metal through decades of bass playing, and you're known for being the dummy with fucking face paint that wants $10,000 to get in your vault of fucking stupid fucking music that's terrible. But good job, Gene. Good job. By the way, and if you're a Kiss fan, I really don't mean to rain on your parade, but you got to go fuck yourself.
Why the fuck would you have a band open for you at a gig when you think the bass player don't know how to play bass?
Exactly. Gene Simmons lies a lot, and some lies are a lot more fucking transparent than others. But
Dude, Gene
that was
Simmons
one.
and Donald Trump are like the same person. Only Gene Simmons can play bass.
Well, they're both from New York.
Does Donald Trump have a musical quality? That would be so fucking awesome.
No, he steals a lot of music.
Oh, so he's like, like a rapper that takes samples.
Well, he does. Actually, he's worse because he'll straight up just grab music and use it for campaigns and shit.
Oh.
And then the artists fucking have to issue a takedown, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's harder to get them to stop that shit, at least on YouTube. YouTube could come out heavy-handed and hit you with a great big pink dildo and go, no, we're
YouTube
taking your
stop
stuff
you
down.
automatically.
And if you're doing that on the campaign trail, though, it's not going to get sorted out until after that campaign is over, in which case, if that person loses like Trump did in 2020.
Ooh.
And and then you go, well, we're done using that, so I don't know why we have to worry about it now. If he wins, then he can fucking blow him off because he's fucking president of the fucking free world right there, of the country leading the free world, I should say.
GFY, yeah. Fuck it. If only that dude could play like a synth or something. Donald Trump would be so much cooler.
He doesn't have any talent though at anything really outside of fucking people, because his daddy left him $1 million. So
he's only thing he's got going for him is a high charisma.
Do you think that, like, if had your parents left you $1 million, that your life would be significantly different right now than it is today?
That fucking money would probably still be around. Absolutely. Just the comfort of knowing it's there.
And that's what that guy did. And he went out and started investing in fucking motels and all this other shit. Generally not good fucking properties. I love that, too, when I'm talking, like, Trump political supporters, because I don't really fucking care. I think the guy's an asshole. If we're talking about a human being, I don't give a fuck what he did as president and what he's trying to do to regain that power now to try to stay out of prison. I don't care. But if you look at what he did, the actual shit he did long before he was even in the public consciousness. That guy was going out and buying fucking hotels that were not good hotels and rebranding them and not really upgrading them. And that's why they kept going bankrupt, because he didn't fucking do anything except slap his stupid last name on the front of it.
I remember a commercial back in the day. Can't remember exactly when it came out, but it was a commercial for Sharper Image. That little catalog you get that have a whole bunch of cool-ass gadgets in it. Jackets. And Donald Trump sold steaks in it.
Sure.
Like actual pieces of meat.
Yeah. Hucking
Trump
meat.
steaks can't be beat.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And that's not a guy is that a guy you would actually trust to fucking know what to buy at a store? Knowing now what we know, and that dude's basic diet is fucking nothing but fast food.
Yeah. And I mean, let's be honest. I don't think Jimmy Dean is grinding that sausage every day.
Jimmy Dean dead for a long time, sir. That guy died a long time ago.
Now it's Jimmy Green doing it. Well, we've officially hit the halfway point.
Oh, shit.
We've been talking about metal and assholes for about a half hour.
Metal and assholes and metal.
Look at that. I suppose when we come back, we'll look at that fight card over the weekend. Might talk about some 2-4 of bottles we got done.
Yes. Yeah, we'll get that Mead update going for the week, because we actually fucking have one. So that'll be fun. And we got no LJ this time around, so we'll just take a little breather, and we'll figure out, we'll come back. We'll do a quick search, see if old Donnie Trump did any metal, and I think I know the answer to that before we even look.
It's probably.
Anyway, goddamn, let's take a nostalgic path down to commercials from long ago, huh?
There are all kinds of sophisticated instruments designed to let you express yourself. And Ford has one you'll want to take on the road. Ford Probe. It's a very powerful way to express yourself. And once you've started playing, you may never want to stop.
Now get 2.9 financing for up to 48 months or $1,500 cash bonus on Ford Pro.
Time to make the donut. Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh. I made the donuts. We make them at least twice every day. Time to make the donuts. Not a few kinds, like supermarket made donuts. Time to make the donuts. But up to 52 varieties. The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts, up to 52 varieties, fresh day and night. No supermarket can say.
This band reminds me
I'm
of.
going to have to come back to this.
This band reminds me of like Ghost if Ghost were good.
Boy, you're going to fucking get some real hate.
Bring it.
In the comments.
I have a coworker that loves Ghost, and I talk shit about them incessantly.
Old, God, what is that? Tobias Forge?
Whatever.
Well, Uncle Acid the Deadbeats, though, you'd mentioned earlier, I thought, I got to look and see, because they do things a little more on the cheap than a lot of bands do, maybe. Let's just say.
To be fair.
So I thought, well, clearly if they're doing a live record, and it is Slaughter on First Avenue, but man, they've got some really good sound engineering going on, because it doesn't sound overly live. You get some parts where they grabbed a little bit, but other than that, man, it's mostly like directly recording that off the board with a little bit of ambiance outside for fucking crowd noise.
Yeah, and it's probably whatever like fucking their mics are picking up.
That's probably it.
Yeah. Which is fine. If anything, that's more a tribute to them. Like, damn, a loud crowd. All right.
Yeah. No, so
that's good shit.
That is one to check out.
That is
far out, man.
Good shit. Not bad for Brits.
Speaking of shits, any shitting in the dark this week or any?
I was like, what are you talking
after
about?
last week's podcast, or last week before last, since we only do them every other Friday now.
Hey, we gave our word.
But I can't. It's too weird. It's too fucking foreign. I gave it a shot.
I was gonna ask if you have tried it.
Tried it. It's weird. It's too goddamn weird to me. No.
Nah.
But then I thought about it, it's like, well, I don't sit around in any room in my house with the lights on,
Yeah.
except like in the middle of summertime when I'm trying to keep the living room cool.
Yeah,
but
or you're fucking asleep.
there's that. But yeah, we had a few people in our little crowd of people we know, and certainly that it sparked a lot of debate. So.
Well, I'm sure a lot of these people never went through their lives never thinking someone would ask them, "Do you shit with the lights off?"
That's not a question that's commonly asked. It's
No.
certainly an icebreaker at parties, I would guess.
That's
though, right?
true. You throw that out and be like, "Hi, my name's Brett, and how are you today?"
Yeah. So I don't know. So in the dark shitter, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let us know where you're at, or don't. Either way, bigger fish to fry than shitting in the dark here.
What punk ass bitches
That's right.
and weed elitists.
Skip, scop, scallowaps, and
That's right.
trick ass marks and mark ass tricks. All of them.
Pimps up, hoes down.
So what's going on for this week as far as anything that's got your rankled? As
The
they would
weed
say.
elitist came back today.
The weed elitist.
Yeah, I brought it up on here about a month ago.
Okay.
Wears a lot of turquoise. Used to be a bud tender, I guess.
Well, wants to see
But
everything you have
wants
for sale.
to see and smell everything, and like if I don't know its point of fucking origin, we have to talk about it for 5 minutes. Was like, you know what? If I worked at a bar and you're trying to tell me how this shit was brewed, I'd probably kick you the fuck out of my bar.
Yeah. Well, you can send them out to. There's a place in town where that guy does grow some like award-winning herb. I mean, that's where I'd send. Like, hey, fuck you, man. We got some. We're in business to make money, and if you want to stand around and talk about weed for half an hour, we ain't making money.
I'm gonna fucking boil down this whole because there is a thing of like people are pissed at all the fucking big marijuana chains, which now we can fucking basically call them that now.
Okay.
You got your big three right now. How like, man, we can't get our foot in the door or nothing. They don't want to have our stuff. They don't want any of this. And then they go open their own store. It's like, oh, craft cannabis, you say? Wow, what does that mean? It doesn't mean shit.
It means nothing.
It means nothing.
Nothing. Unless that's your fucking jam and you're willing to go out and pay 2 or 3 times what the price of a standard gram is at a fucking regular dispensary around here. And guess what? Spoiler alert, not a lot of fucking people around here in a poverty-stricken state are cool with paying 3 times the price for a gram just because you say it's amazing.
I've seen people balk at a fucking joint because I offered it to them for $3.50 because I felt like they were having a rough go of it. Short of fucking just buying it myself for them. No, man. Like, oh, craft weed. No, ours is so much better. This motherfucker actually said, like, oh, man, PvP weed don't get you high.
Well,
I'm like,
beg to differ.
Okay, your weed gives people fucking diarrhea. How about that?
All right. Are we going to just make up shit?
The war is on.
Weed over here, you smoke too much, your dick will fall off.
God damn. Just because you grow weed don't mean you grow the best weed.
Yeah.
I don't care how many gold medals you have. You shouldn't be growing it here then.
Right.
You should go to a big city and go and fucking wow them with your cannabis knowledge. Damn,
But
I didn't mean to get at it.
But it's the same everywhere, though. You can go to Colorado, man. I mean, your fucking mercurial little fucking gourmet weed shops, they don't do well, and they eventually go out of business. The fucking bulk of them. Same with California. I mean, that's what you see, and that's what I understand also is coming out of Nevada. Look, man, be as niche as you want to be, but you don't fucking get angry about it when you start trying to sell, I don't know, some sweet Chibo with like, I don't know, a free fucking strap on with every purchase, because the public's going to go, I actually just kind of want some sweet stanky weed.
These motherfuckers are charging what street prices were 10 years ago.
Well, that would explain why I see a car in their fucking little
Oh,
parking
you're
lot.
talking about the best dispo in town?
That's right.
Oh,
right.
yeah, man. The best, Jerry. The best.
We're not even going to use green like everybody else does. We're going to
Nah.
do something different.
We're going to be in a strip mall, and we're going to be the best it ever was. Thank you, my 5 friends, for voting us the best.
Oh, I'm not-
Apparently nobody else fucking voted.
I'm actually not even talking about them because I forget that they exist. I was actually talking about the other one out on the highway. But,
Oh, well, I'm talking. I think I'm talking about both of them.
well,
But
they're probably both guilty.
Yeah, man, that one on 18th and D, the one that one best dispo in town, $20 grams.
Yeah.
$20 grams.
Help yourself. Go pay that because you can buy fucking quarters like cheaper than that shit at PVP.
Yeah, and more fucking power to you. I know that where I work, we do some pretty good shit. I know we have our weaknesses too. We're not fucking perfect. But for what the base shit is, we do pretty well. We got a good grow. I think our flour is pretty decent quality for what we're charging for it. Pretty good.
As a med user, I got issues, but I'd have issues at every fucking place in town. Until they open like one that's genuinely only for med patients.
That's always been my dream. Like, man, if I could run my own dispos, like, fuck, I don't want to grow wheat. I don't want to do any of that shit. I want to sell it. It would be a medical only joint. Like, no, fuck that. No, none of these $5 pre-roll need motherfuckers. Just, I'm dealing with the people that need it.
Yeah, no, that's
because for the
that'd
people
be ideal.
For the people that want it, there's a plethora of options.
Yeah, 8 or 9 not a very big town.
There's no option for just a medical user.
None. Actually, none. And,
anywhere.
And the more and more time that unfolds and the time goes by, the less and less likely that you're going to find people that are really trying to reach out to fucking medical folks. They're not.
Yeah.
Because the money is to be made in rec.
Well, I did buy 1,000. I bought a gram edible.
Yeah. Notice that. Yeah.
For $35 regular retail. I get a little bit of a bump because I work there.
You're an industry guy, man.
Yeah, I'm of the realm. But yeah, it's like, man, that's really all I want. 1,000 milligrams. Goddamn 2.5-inch gummy, and it's 1,000 milligrams.
Sounds like those fucking Death Stars they have out in California.
Yeah, well, Joey Diaz can take those and put them in his butthole because price of poker went up. Those fucking Death Stars are like 300, 3 to 5.
They're because each star is a 250, right? And they
no
have 5
fucking
or 200.
way.
You're gonna have to, but I mean, it feels like that Joey Diaz put away a Death Star on some podcast or another before he moved back to New Jersey.
I gotta see now because now that I actually sell weed, I'm actually really curious.
Yeah, because they come in a little deal and they look like a star, and I want to say that each fucking spoke is like 200 and the interior's too. So that'd be 1,000. No, actually it'd be because that'd go over. That'd be 1,200. So that's over.
On the retail, the Death Star was up to 1,000 milligrams.
Yeah. Well, my only reference is Joey Diaz fucking putting one away on not a very long podcast and putting away 1,000 milligrams at just one sitting. And Joey Diaz got real fucked up, but
oh yeah, and I'm an adventurous cunt, but 250 is what I've capped out at as like the most I've taken, and not fucking gone to Valhalla for an hour.
Well, yeah, and you're the guy that really the internals don't fucking hit nearly as hard. So
1,000 milligram in a little tiny gold bar.
I've topped out. I want to say right around 90.
Man, with you being on vacation, you should have tried to hit 100.
My problem is it makes me sick when I do. Plus, on top of that, I had other shit to make me sick in the middle of my vacation anyway for an old transfusion time.
Oh, so. Right.
Yeah, I love to get high. I hate getting too high. And that's the other reason, too, that keeps me kind of in check.
You know, last time I got too high? When I came back from Wyoming. First night back.
Been dry for 3 months.
3 months, first night back. Went to Ultra Health. Got an 8th. And proceeded to get paranoid high.
Wow.
Yeah, it was weird.
See, my problem is I don't know if that even exists is the problem. Because I've never gotten that, and I have gotten quite squarely out of my gourd high before, and I've never had the paranoid shit really kick in. But I've been around people who do, and they will ruin your night.
Yeah. I mean, like, well, and your mentality probably has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, because I don't give a shit. I really don't, Never have. I'm like, I mean, well.
Introverts, it hits a little bit harder. I'm not saying I'm a super hardcore introvert, but it's certainly in there.
I'm a bit of an introvert. I mean, generally the people that are that seem like extroverts are people that are introverts that just fucking they do that because that's how they got to get work done.
Introverts because they're getting paid to be one.
Yeah,
yeah, or extrovert, man.
Let's talk about Mead update.
Yeah.
We bottled fucking 24 750 milliliter bottles of Mead over last weekend, last Saturday, and we've been kind of floating corks since then, and they're about ready to go. So if you've been a supporter of our efforts there, we're going to need to be getting a new we have to get a new machine to record this shit with. So
There's some upgrades coming down the way.
Yeah, so you might
requirements.
might want to reach out. I think 24 bottles is going to go pretty quick. So just FYI. If you act on it soon, that's cool. Mostly, I prefer just to deal with you face-to-face right here. We obviously don't ship really across state lines unless we absolutely have to, and that's only if you're a relative. But
so much for talking to these locals, huh?
well, there is that, right? Well, I'm not shipping a bottle of Europe,
No.
I mean, or Asia.
That'd be cool.
But,
what does Pyongyang do?
they'd fucking destroy it, I'm sure.
Bullshit. They'd be in the back drinking
North
it.
Korea? Fuck yeah.
They drink it. They try it first. They try it.
It ain't French fries. That fat little fuck running that country want to fire missiles everywhere and go fuck himself. But no, it's a thing that we do because it does kind of help us do what we do around here, and that's keep us in musical gear and shit like that, or whatever the case might be, or what it used to be. This is the first time since the pandemic we have started a batch and bottled a batch after the pandemic started. We did have a batch of Troublemaker, I think, that we got 20 or 21 bottles out of, but we started that one before the pandemic, bottled after.
Didn't even get to label it.
No, because it did go pretty quick, though, and that's kind of really, if I'm throwing it out there, that's one thing to be aware of, is that this is not going to stick around for a long time.
No.
So, but anyway, but there's that. What's the next thing? I don't know. We'll start another batch of something. This next time around, we'll see how the sales, we'll see how the donation process goes on the batch one here.
Sounds like I'm gonna have to go back and bleep some shit.
Nah, it's all good. But I will say that if we see a fairly pre-pandemic pace, I will probably go ahead then and get some kind of exotic honey.
And guess what, bitches? It's craft. It's craft meat.
So we can actually charge $60 a bottle because it's craft.
And we're gonna talk shit about all the mass-produced stuff and how it don't get you drunk.
Which we clearly would never do. But cost of poker has gone up a little bit, though. I mean, things are more expensive. So if we're going to follow the trend, then a $25 donation to our musical causes and whatnot. $30 if we don't like you.
So it's going to be 30.
$30 for all of you. That's
35 if I hate you.
so that's going to be 35 for all of you. But we do have meat available. We're going to get it labeled and get them sealed and everything else with the PVC capsules here, probably within the week.
Hell yeah! Join the revolution. It's back.
So we'll see how she goes, because now that it feels like we truly have moved beyond a global pandemic and millions of motherfuckers have died, whether you like it or not. A lot of people just don't like it. Like, it doesn't speak to what I needed to speak to. Yeah, I'm sorry that people died. I'm sorry.
Man, I don't fucking like it either. That's a shitty. It's shitty. Shit. It's shit.
No, I think things kind of sucked enough in 2019. They only just took a fucking worse dive, in 2020 and beyond. But it feels like we're almost back to 2019 again. So I'm kind of curious to where things go with where Mead is involved and what we're doing out here on a musical level. So. We were going to actually start getting back. See, that's the other fucking thing too. And then life also kicks us right square in the balls too.
Oh, fucking
Let's not
ways.
overlook that, because once upon a time, not that long ago, just a few months ago, we were going to start doing music out here on Tuesdays. That was going to be our new thing. That was going to be what we work on. We were going to have shit for you people all the time. And then a thing happened.
Yeah.
And then
you get motherfuckers hanging out that like shit in the dark.
Then one shit in the dark, and here we are.
Shit in the dark.
I think Ozzy almost got it right.
One wipe away from you.
Well, at a minimum, we could start banging out some Weird Al Yankovic shit with metal.
I've been told I have bars. I don't know what that means.
think they said balls. I think it was Asians, and they said balls.
Ah. How weird that someone made a really fucking racist joke at work today. A patient did.
And that was a little racist, by the way.
No, I'm talking. This was legitimate, like accent racist.
Well, I don't think you can cross that line.
It was one of those like you say it one way and then you say it as you assume an Asian would say it,
right?
And a lot of letters turn into R's.
Yes,
it was that type of joke, and it made me laugh, but I was more shocked the guy said it.
It's almost like that Seinfeld episode, and I realized what I'm doing, and I'm throwing it way, way back, but where George's parents are trying to, quote unquote, cut him loose.
George, we've had it with you.
George is on the phone with his father, and all of a sudden in the background you hear a
Chinese food.
Like, what?
George, our food's here. I gotta go.
God damn it.
No leftovers. George is getting suspicious.
There was no implied Asian accent, just a weird, crazy thing.
It was a raspy old lady
saying
Chinese food. There was no accent, just a growl.
It's an old white woman from Queens.
God damn it. Well, we got about 10 minutes left.
Okay, let's go ahead. We don't really talk about MMA very much, but if it's a big enough UFC card, then we'll certainly fucking talk about it. International Fight Week has been nothing but a success, which
that word went out pretty good, didn't it?
Very well. I think fucking great. Does it make me want to run out and buy every pay-per-view? No. But because I still have some rules in place I got to abide by for myself. And one of those rules is I don't buy a fight. Okay, the only way I buy a fight sight unseen, and I don't care what the rest of the card looks like, is if John Jones is on it. Like it or not, I get it. Especially pregnant women from Albuquerque are probably not happy, but
she probably got a lot of money from that still.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she's probably fucking doing quite well for herself, I would think.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. Do we have another, like, that guy's on the card, we're going to buy it? John Jones has been that guy. Once upon a time, a long time ago, Connor was that guy.
And up till several months ago, Gaethje was that for me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because you're a fan of that guy.
I was.
Yeah,
Till he decided to go hang out with the Chechen warlord and fucking make a little cheddar on the side.
No, the guy.
I get he's an idiot. It's
the
fine.
Guy's probably going to fucking eventually one day have to go to the World Court at the Hague and and fucking answer for his shit. That Kadyrov asshole. Yeah. Who, by the way, also brought over what? Kamaru Usman, Justin Gaethje, and a third one I always overlook, Henry Cejudo.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's easy to overlook, because fuck that guy. Yeah, those three. So that's it. Because Abdelaziz, right? Ali Abdelaziz is their manager. He's in tight with assholes and terrorists and murderers. Yeah, so there you go. So Kadyrov's fucking kid, who apparently has some interest in MMA, yeah, fucking Ali Abdelaziz flew, those three fucking top-tier fucks over there to Shitistan to go over and entertain some little asshole warlord's fucking kid for his fucking birthday. And since then,
train that motherfucking kid.
I'm not going to actively ever root for Kamaru Usman. I never did for fucking Henry Cejudo. Justin Gaethje was kind of situational. I'm never rooting for that motherfucker again either. So realistically, I'm hoping Dustin Poirier goes out and kicks his ass tomorrow.
Sure, but the thing is, I don't like Poirier either.
Well, he's a bit of a problem, but he's a problem that can fucking fight, though.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, these two motherfuckers are probably going to put on a fight of the year.
Sure.
Probably.
Potentially, unless it goes like it did the first fight, in which case Poirier put him away a little, third round, fourth round?
It was main event, fourth round, yeah. But, again, fucking Gaethje.
Let's just drop weight classes and let Gaethje fight Derek Lewis. That's what I want to see.
Old six-pack Derek. Now fighting on the main card.
Yeah. We had somebody drop off of the main card.
Michel Pereira, man, the guy that got slapped at a weigh-in and then proceeded to slap the guy back in the fight and then beat his ass.
Yeah. Well, you got to make weight, though.
Yeah,
it's part of the job.
Damn.
But with him pulling out of that one, so in that who's his opponent?
Stephen Thompson, Wonder Boy.
Oh, yeah, well,
that sucks.
Yeah, Wonder Boy's not at the age where he can keep missing a lot of fights, though.
No, and not. I mean, yeah. Goddamn.
But Derek Lewis now moves on to the main card, and Derek Lewis at the media day had announced that he'd been having all kinds of fucking health issues, which kind of bears out. That guy was really busy on Instagram. Fuck, I don't think he posted more than about a half a dozen times since the new year.
Wow, no shit.
Yeah, no, he dropped off the face of the earth. And dude comes out on the official weigh-in, which was today. Dude got a 6-pack. Look at that shit.
God damn!
Look at that shit. That is Derek Lewis with a motherfucking 6-pack.
263 and a half.
Which, yeah, and if he's packing that kind of muscle, well,
Dude,
I wish his ground game was better, but he is who he is.
Yeah. He's that guy's like, look, I'm either going to flatline your ass or you're going to beat me up for a long time and I'm going to flatline you at the end, or you're going to beat me in the first round.
Yeah. Who's he got?
Rogerio De Lima.
Okay. Well, that's going to be interesting because
Marcus
DeLima's
Rogerio.
got a lot of he's got a lot of fucking different tricks up his sleeve too. Let's not overlook that. De Lima is a Brazilian heavyweight, clearly, but he's got this weird athletic ability and almost acrobatic ability of being a big man. I think Derek Lewis might actually be a little bit in trouble in this fight unless he can get his hands on him
You
and
might be right.
start throwing fucking bombs. That's the only way Derek Lewis is going to win this fight.
You talk about, like, man, I wish Derek Lewis's ground game was better. De Lima has lost 8 times, twice by decision, once by knockout, and 5 times by submission.
Yeah.
So clearly that ground game is, where you're going to get the job done. Dude's only been knocked out once in 30 fights.
Yeah.
That's not a bad record for being a heavyweight.
I almost wonder, though, coming off of now with the realization of all the health issues that Derek Lewis has had, is that a guy we're going to see him take his gloves off and fucking leave him in the octagon? I don't know.
He's 1-4 in his last 5, man.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And they've all been finishes.
Yeah.
At least in the last one, it was a
Hey,
choke.
we've said it since day one doing this fucking podcast, is that you don't get your chin back. Once that chin is gone, it's gone.
Cyril Gahn changed him.
Yeah.
I think. I really do.
Well, man, that guy has been getting finished, though, by other motherfuckers, too, though. It's been hard to be a Derek Lewis fan for a little bit.
Kind of like El Kukui, who is also
Yeah.
fighting tomorrow.
Right? Is that the next one up after Lewis?
That is, now it is.
Oh, well.
You want to talk about a guy
Tony Ferguson.
who needs a win.
Yeah. Derek Lewis needs a win. Tony Ferguson needs a win. I think there's a lot of people on this card that need a win.
5 in a row, man. The Gaethje fight. That Gaethje fight was the first loss that started the next 4.
I would
But,
say,
Charles Oliveira, Dariush, Chandler, Nate Diaz. Now, Nate Diaz fight, he had to get ready for that for a couple days.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Kamzat.
Yeah. It's a fucking problem. Tony Ferguson has fought essentially the fucking cream of the cream out there. And in his last 5 and has lost every one of them. What does that mean in the grand scheme? Well, it means he still needs a win. A loss, a 6th loss in a row, that's a little hard to bear.
Yeah. Motherfucker brought a knife to the fucking press conference. Brought weaponry. This is Utah, motherfucker. You better turn it down.
And who's he got?
Bobby Green. King Green.
Yeah. And they've been, I never know if that shit's contrived or if there's something to it. It felt a little like they were trying to make some fucking bad blood happen, even though there's never been bad blood between El Kukui and Bobby Green. Never.
No, you got to sell the fight.
So
It's fight selling, but Bobby Green ain't even ranked. That's a thing. El Kukui dropped 6 in a row. He ain't in the rankings either.
yeah.
These are 2 unranked guys fighting on the main card of a fairly stacked card.
Well, one of those guys isn't going to have a fight after this one.
Tony Ferguson should get the job done. He should. He should be able to get this done.
You can go all the way back and blame that guy stepping on a fucking a DI bundle cable on one of his media days or something like that, and it fucked up his ankle and his knee, all of that shit by stepping on one cable, and his fucking
Ruined
life.
the one fight
His life took a fucking terrible turn after that.
and the other 3 times it fucking failed. Michael Chiesa and Kevin Holland.
I like Kevin Holland, and that's no.
that
is no fucking mystery on this.
I like him to
fucking
win,
show.
and I like him as a human being.
Yeah, I don't want to live in a world where Michael Chiesa wins that fight.
winner and Michael Chiesa should really be used in the same sentence.
Yeah. Outside of legal cases against McGregor, right?
Or who's the guy that won that fight against Michael Chiesa?
I remember one of Chiesa's early victories, and this is when he was still training at the lab. And it was probably 2015 or 16. It was like when he was still a pretty new fighter to the sport. And Jim Miller, he was fighting fucking Jim Miller, who holds the record now for the most wins in the UFC. But Miller was trying to pass guard, and Chiesa had him around the neck. Jim Miller was like, "Fuck this! I'm going to get mount, and I'm going to just start beating this dummy's the lights out of until this dummy's lights go out." But once he did, Chiesa locked up a darce on him. Once he crossed over into fucking guard, and that's it. And Chiesa just held him there in that spot, and Jim Miller had to fucking tap to Michael Chiesa on a fucking darce, just on a transitionary move.
Yeah, that had to be a jagged little pill.
Yeah. And I wasn't a fan of Jim Miller then. I kind of am now, just because of the his longevity. But
so you got your co-main, Jan Blachowicz, Alex Pereira, who is now officially light heavyweight.
What's with Jan Blachowicz' get up at the press conference?
The cowboy hat?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Why are there horses in the entranceway?
Guy's from Poland, right?
Anyway, power.
That's fine, but and he's assuming that he's going to go out, and his biggest talking point was that Pereira is new to the division. I don't think that means fuck all.
Man, he was light heavyweight when he was a kickboxer.
Yeah.
I know it's MMA. I get it. Yeah,
he dropped down to fucking middleweight to kick fucking Izzy's ass, and then lost. But that was one thing too. It's like, and he'd even said, he's like, I can't cut down to 185 anymore. 205 is where I belong.
Look, I went and I did it. I can't do it anymore.
And here's Jan Blachowicz talking about like he's going to fight some chump who's trying to sneak up a division. No, Jan. And I think it's going to be a bad day for Jan Blachowicz. I think that guy is going to get fucking bloodied, and he's going to get the living piss kicked out of him, I think.
Unless, I don't know how great Pereira's fucking ground game is, because we rarely see it in MMA.
Jan prefers things to remain standing. Now, that's the thing. If Jan's kind of like trying to figure out a ground game, and both of them have a very substandard ground game, we're going to see a boxing match. But one that I don't think Jan Blachowicz wants anything to do with. Alex Pereira throws fucking hard.
We got to watch that hook.
It
got Izzy.
It seems like that guy puts everything behind everything he throws. Holy shit.
And now where he didn't have to worry about an extra 20 pounds of weight.
Right. A much easier cut.
Power goes up. Speed goes down probably a little bit, but not that bad. He's probably more what he's more used to.
He's going to be a lot healthier, after having made that weight without having to wreck the body of trying to rehydrate and shit like that. That's got to be a huge fucking advantage. We're going to see that guy throwing with more power than he did at 185.
Yeah. And then, we close out the night with where the fuck wins that joke of a belt.
Oh, the belt that Dana said would never be up again because it's bullshit.
Masvidal is going to put around the waist of the winner.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't get the Rock.
Right. Because Rock's like, yeah, it's a one-time thing. Okay. Oh, it turns out, it's going to be a regular thing, Dana White and the UFC fucking shareholders. Oh, great. You're going to go out and every time you need to make up something, you're just going to create a new fucking belt to go out and defend. Oh, that's fucking great. Much like you did women's 145 and this bullshit fucking BMF belt.
They're saying that they're going to shutter that in September.
They fucking should.
They have a featherweight fight lined up in that month, but apparently that's the last one.
Shutter that division. Shutter men's 125 if you're fucking going to do that too. Just to fucking
that. I don't know, man. I think Moreno losing made that shit a little more interesting to me.
I do think if you shutter 125 and you open up a cruiserweight 195, that's a way better fucking deal.
But then you're going to have all these motherfuckers you got under contract that are going to have to gain 10 pounds and probably get slaughtered at bantamweight.
That doesn't sound like my problem.
What's your idea?
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't sound like my problem. It's my idea, not my problem.
You keep the flyweight division. You just don't make it the fucking focus. You know you're going to get a bunch of little motherfuckers going 90 mile an hour. Pantoja winning that belt was a shock to me.
Sure. Well, kind of, because Pantoja's won before against fucking Moreno.
Yeah, but goddamn.
But then again, all those guys at 125 fight like 8 times a year, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like you'll probably see that rematch because they'll probably get one. I think it went the distance.
Yeah, but Pantoja's sidelined for 6 months, I think.
Oh. Man, I read where fucking Fiziev, when he fought Jeff
Fiziev,
Neal,
yeah.
fucking that fight where Jeff Neal, flatlined him, got a brain bleed. That's what he's been out for a year.
Yeah, I was going to say, we haven't seen that cat.
No. I'm like, God damn. Well, hey, Jeff Neal fighting in about 30 days as well.
So where are we at? We good on time?
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Fuck
It's almost 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I've only had 4 beer.
Well, there's that. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. 2 weeks from now, I'm not going to say if Chris is going to be here or not. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going
have
to
to
say
listen
if,
to find
I'm
the
not going to
fuck
say
out.
if LJ is going to be here or not. Maybe. I don't know. I know one fucking thing. 2 weeks from fucking today, like we do every fucking time. It's almost always 2 weeks unless we give you a reason why. You're going to get Brandon and I. So
I'll be here.
what a fucking joy that is, huh?
You hear the joy? You hear it?
Hey, get that Uncle Ass and the Deadbeats, huh?
Get this or die.